All right, we have our 2 layers on here. So the background, this second one, we're going to continue and do the next layer. So we start with our water, and this layer should be a little bit darker than that last one. So I'm going to test it out over here. Oh, I'm going to use a little bit more paint. So now when I do this one, I know that it can be kind of hard to see on here. I'm going to create, oops, I just got a little paint on there. It's all right. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to create another hill, or I'm going to make that a little bit darker. And make sure you have enough water in there so you don't have to remix. Okay, so there we go. So now this one's going to be a little bit darker. I just keep getting paint everywhere. And then I'm going to, once again, just pull down. Remember not to overwork it. Should be a straight, thin line. So after I have this filled in, I am going to take a break on this painting, and I'm going to go back to my night sky. So I'm going to put this one off to the side, and I'm going to do my night sky again, doing my wet and wet. So this is dry now, but I need to layer over it a little bit more. So watch how more vibrant the colors are. So I'm still going to get this paper wet. I know it seems weird because there's already paint on it and you can't see the water on there yet. But when we start building up the colors, it's going to start looking a lot nicer. So I'm just building up on top of that yellow that same way, doing the same technique. So I'll speed this up so you guys can kind of see how that process works. Okay, so from here, once you have this filled in, you might say, oh, as it dries, the colors are going to lighten a little bit. You'll find that you might want other blocks of colors in there, and it will change a little bit. But if you're happy with what this second layer is, then you could do some of those special effects, like try using rubbing alcohol, or maybe you decide, you know what, I want to sprinkle a little bit of the salt on some of those sections there. And so you can do that if you want it. That's not necessary, you don't have to, but that might be something that you would do in this second layer, or add some of the rice to give a little bit of a different effect to it. So once this dries, I'll show you the last step of how we can add stars to it and add our last little mountain range. But in the meantime, this one should be dry and ready for our third layer. So we're just going to continue building this up. So now this time my color is going to be a little bit darker. But still not super dark. I'm going to add a little bit more. Bring it all the way down. So now we can see 3 defined layers. We are going to add one more layer to this, but we won't talk about this until the next time we are ready to paint this. So we'll let both of these dry and we'll see how to add our finishing details to both of our paintings.